So when we are talking about technology, emerging technology, I think the youngsters, the students are at the forefront of technology actually, trying to do large number of things. And now with India's impetus for innovation, which we are also championing in big way. Sir, whether any time in your operations, whether you have used any products which were developed or conceptualized by students, or actually they were the people who were driving that. Something like in movie Uri, they had shown that some drone was used by the NSA in that movie.
I don't know, the movies are movies. I don't have to comment on that. But I'll tell you one thing. Basically, in the intelligence domain, they have got their own technology, these things. They hunt for technologies. They try to find out what is available or who are the people. They try to get it through those sources, but do not make them as an integral part of the organization. So even when that technology is acquired, the people who are parting with that technology or with those equipment may not be knowing who is the actual user and why they are using it, why they want it, whether they are going to use it as it is, or they will modify it, or it will be part of some major component and others, and that is necessary for the secrecy of the organization. But as an NSA, my job is not actually, I'm not an intelligence operator anymore. I gave up that profession long back. I have found, and I've been deeply impressed by the knowledge, by the vision, by the commitment, and the interest of our younger generation, their belief and faith in themselves. There was one group, there was one Indus group which came to me some time back, and they said, well, they want to distinguish their own satellite, I think the Google, they had started a competition, international competition.
Yes.
You know about that?
Yes.
This thing like that? And they said that then they qualified, and thereafter they were shortlisted, and there were only 10 left. And they continued with that, and they said whether we can help them a bit. I tried to this thing, but there are certain complications, and they also developed some complications of their own. But still, they did very well. Similarly, with IIT Madras, I think we had this thing, and then I told the DRDO, because we found that they were making some very good this thing, which as drones in the left-wing extremist areas, we found it very useful. So I do feel that there is a promise. I do not know in what way the intelligence agencies can make use of them, but in the security field, in the defense, in the DRDO, in the other areas, I think we are making substantial use of them, and we should continue to make use of them.
So just we were talking about Uri and those. Have you seen that movie, sir? And whether you break cell phones, that's what it has always shown in the movie.
More important thing is this, no, I have not seen Uri. I have not seen Uri. Well, I was little this thing. But I have never gone to this thing after I joined the IB, or I joined the intelligence career. That is long back.
So
I have never gone to a theater or to a movie theater or to any this thing. Sometimes maybe that with my wife on the television I might have seen some of the movies, but then I've never been to a mall. So, and naturally I don't have any social lives, because I'm not supposed to be too visible, and by the time I got into a life which was open life, it was too late for everything. But I have not, and I don't break this thing. But more important point is that in today's security domain, communications are the easiest to infiltrate and penetrate, to compromise you. And communications are the one which is the biggest asset which can give you the speed and others. I can only tell you one small secret. I don't use mobiles. I don't have any mobile. I manage without that, but people may this thing that, well, how do I manage without that? But then, I know it is unsafe. Just I don't use computer. I mean, it's computer for internet. I use computer as a typewriter. I use computer as a this thing like that. But I don't maintain any these things with the. I don't correspond with anyone on computers.
So, sir, you said you don't use cell phones, you don't use computers for in big way in that
No,
sense.
for communication.
For communication. But there are large number of your profiles on social media and on Twitter. So, sir, what's your take? And large number of ideas are propagated as your ideas on many of these platforms.
I have got no social media account. I never had one till today. All of them are either well wishers or fake or anything. But I think again, I would like to tell my audience that is, please don't mistake everything that goes by Ajit Doval's Facebook account or Twitter account and others. I have none. And maybe that someday I may have it after I'm not doing anything in the government or something. But I don't have any, and I have got to know these things.
So, but so you write articles, you write blogs, or you don't write. So how many students would like to know how they can listen to your views on a particular topic?
You know, there was a period. I retired as the chief of IB in 2005. And then I established a think tank which is known as the Vivekananda International Foundation. Until 2014, I got this thing like that. So I started it from a scratch, and then it was this thing in Chanakipuri now. And during that period, I wrote something. And during that period, I also gave some interviews. And I also delivered some talks. That was this interregnum that I had. Except that there is no authentic these things about what I have said. Probably your channel as an NSC, I don't remember, maybe once or twice. In last 5 years, this is the only one that I'm coming in public again. I do not know, maybe sometime else, maybe small event. But there has been no this thing, and therefore all the social media and other types, it is not this thing. Now, at this point of time, I don't think my talking and knowing my views are relevant at all. It is the government of India's views. And when the government of India's views, I'm part of it. So it is, I contribute my bit, but there are many like me who contribute, and there is a decision is taken by the government. And what is communicated to the country is the decision of the government. And it is the decision of the Prime Minister Modi in most of the cases, since I am his advisor. So as a country's national security advisor and as a advisor, thing like that, I may advise him, but the decisions and this thing is of the Prime Minister, and it is the Prime Minister's ideas which come before the public and should come before the public, and that is the official position. My own views don't really matter.